Hi, this is Brian Murray, and welcome to the Brian Murray Show. It's a real estate show, New Jersey style. Why I've created this show is because realtors are giving a lot of bad advice out there, and I'm tired of it. So this is a show that's going to talk a little bit about what I want to talk about and a lot about what you want to talk about. And what I want to talk about is my grandmother's favorite subject, which is me. I'm going to tell you a little bit about my background, what kind of value I'm going to bring to the table on this weekly show for you. And hopefully we'll have a few laughs, we'll have a few tears, but it'll be completely unscripted so that it's just kind of off the cuff, and we're going to go from there. So to begin with, I have 20 years of experience as a full-time realtor here in the Hudson County, focused primarily on Hoboken and Jersey City and the surrounding towns. So I've seen a lot, a New Jersey style lot, and some crazy stories that I'm going to share with you. But know that my background is I came from the corporate world. I have an MBA in marketing from the University of Michigan. So you'll see a lot of references to the University of Michigan and my favorite football team, Go Blue. As well as I have an engineering degree from Columbia University, which didn't win a football game until I was a junior and only won 3 in the 4 years that I was there. So you won't hear a lot of references about Columbia football. So my background, my skill set brings a lot to the table in terms of the analytics with the engineering, as well as the soft side of real estate, which is the marketing. And the two of those things combined is really what real estate is about. There's no one solution, whether you're a home buyer, a seller, an investor, just somebody who's interested in real estate, to look at it one way or the other. I like to bring those two things together and say, hey, here's a complete picture of what's going on. So this show is going to be, again, a little bit about me and about what I want to talk about, and a little bit about a hot topic that's going to be relevant to today and right now. This week's hot topic is interest rates, and what do they mean? The short, they mean everything. Whether you're a buyer, a seller, an investor, interest rates are driving this market. If you're a buyer and you have interest rates at 3.5% on a 30-year fixed, it means that you can lock in long-term, low monthly mortgage payments. And as a buyer, you really live in the monthly payment. Even a 1% increase in interest rates can reduce your purchasing power by 10%. So as a buyer, this is the time. These interest rates are not getting lower. You can quote me on that. Interest rates are not going lower. I've been doing this 20 years, and I've only talked to a handful of people who have gotten a lower 30-year fixed than 3.5%. And it was about 3.25%. I don't know anybody who's ever gotten a 3%. I mean, we are at the bottom of the interest rates. As a seller, know that now buyers can afford the monthly payments, so the prices are going to remain solid based on the interest rates. So you can think about moving up to another house, again, and taking advantage of the interest rates. And what we're really seeing in this market today are investors who now are coming back into the Hudson County market, especially the Hoboken market, the Jersey City market, where interest rates being so low can reduce their carry every month to where they can rent out homes at a positive cash flow. And for an investor, that's everything. The positive cash flow, when you add up the cost of your principal and interest, your taxes, and your insurance. So interest rates are really the most important thing that is going on in the market today. We could talk about, in other episodes, a lot of different external factors that may be pushing the market one way or another, whether prices are going up or prices are going down, or there's going to be a recession or not a recession. But the fact is, right now, interest rates are your biggest concern. Take advantage of them. Lock into the interest rates. If you're a homeowner already, you should be considering thinking about what your break even on a refi is. The next segment we're going to talk to a pro, a mortgage pro, a local lender that's going to be able to fill you in on what what's going on locally in the market and how you can take advantage of it, whether it's an ARM or whether it's a 30-year fixed. Now, me personally, I have several properties that are on a 30-year fixed, but my primary home is on an ARM because I don't live anywhere for 30 years. So if you're paying a higher interest rate on a 30-year mortgage and you're not going to take advantage of all 30 years, you're crazy. Know that there are ways to leverage interest rates for the better and for the worse, but the single most important thing driving this market, whether you're a buyer, seller, or investor, are interest rates. This is Brian Murray with Ask the Expert. I'm here with Joe Berg of Pinnacle Mortgage. And Joe, what's better, an ARM or a 30-year fixed mortgage?
You know, consumers make this a much more complicated question than it actually is. It's very simple. An ARM mortgage is going to have a better interest rate. A fixed mortgage is going to be slightly higher. It's really based on your personal situation. There are 4 types of ARMs, and they're usually dated. You have a 3-year ARM, a 5-year ARM, a 7-year ARM, or a 10-year ARM. And now they even have a 15-year ARM. And they're all basically fixed for those designated time periods. 5 years, you're fixed for 5 years. They all amortize over a 30-year fixed, so you're going to see a much lower payment than a 30-year fixed mortgage. They're good if you have a short-term outlook. You're a brand new family, a new couple getting married, you have a commission-only job where you know you're not going to, you can pay the loan off in that period of time, or you just know you're going to move, it's not your forever home. I wouldn't do an ARM if it's your forever home. If you're going to move into it, you're going to save a little bit, but why? It can adjust up or down based on what the future holds. Why risk your future? Take a 30-year fixed. If you have a short-term outlook, take an ARM.
And as a purchaser of mortgages, and I see a lot of first-time home buyers, and I made this mistake as well, is getting a 30-year fixed.
Sure.
Was our newlywed home.
Right.
So your advice there might be to take a more proactive look at how long you're going to actually own the home.
I'm going to make you laugh on this one. When I first bought my first property in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is an urban area, we did a 30-year fixed mortgage. And this is before I got into the mortgage industry a long time ago. I refinanced into a 5-year ARM the minute I started writing loans, 20 plus years ago. And I didn't understand why I didn't take it from the beginning. So if it's a short-term outlook, 5 to 7 years is a long time in the mortgage world.
Well, thanks. This is the Ask the Expert segment. This segment is called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I'm going to cover something really great about real estate, something really terrible about real estate, and something really ugly about real estate. So the good is the fall market. It's the second best market of the year next to the spring. It means people are coming back from the beach, their heads are clear, they're focused now on getting their lives moving forward. They realize that if they're buying or selling a home that they want to do it here in the fall so they can be out for the holidays, and nobody really wants to move in the winter. Nobody wants to move in January or February. Even March around here is kind of brutal to move. So the fall market is here, which means if you're a buyer or a seller, there's going to be inventory out there. There's going to be activity. You're going to have some choices. You're going to see some offers ideally. This is the second best time to either be shopping or be selling, because ultimately you can't sell if you don't have a buyer that's willing to buy, and you can't buy anything if nobody's selling something. So the good news is that this is when buyers and sellers get together and meet, is in the fall market. So that's the good. The bad, it's football season. That's the bad news. It's Sunday football season. Believe me, when I drive by the bars before I come to do an open house, and everybody's got their football jerseys on, and I can picture them going in and having some beer and having some wings. Well, guess what? Those people aren't shopping for real estate because they're watching football. Or worse, they're coming to look at an open house, protesting the fact that they're not watching football. Nobody wants a buyer coming into the house when they would rather be watching football, because what do you think their mind is on when they see the blank turned off TV in the corner. I wish that were the football game. So my recommendation to buyers out there is work with an agent. Avoid the football Sunday or football Saturday if you're a Michigan fan. Work with an agent. Schedule times in the morning on the weekends. Even in the evenings on the weekends. Sellers are very accommodating to motivated buyers who are willing to come out after football or before football to check out a place. And if you're a seller, understand that that might not be, an open house might not be from, say, 1 to 3 on a Sunday when the Jets or Giants or one of the other teams that win a lot of games are on. So that is what I would call the bad. And then the ugly is really a point that I want to talk about that really it bothers me. I've been doing this 20 years, and the ugly is this. Realtors who wear jeans to sell homes. Selling $1 million homes in this area, Hoboken, Jersey City, $1 million homes, and your realtor shows up in jeans. Why? It's because do they respect themselves or do they respect you? I mean, even with my friends who I've known for a long time or clients I've known for a long time say, you don't have to dress up for me. Well, no, I do, because it shows that I respect that there's a relationship and that there's a level of expertise that I bring to the business that is signified by me putting on a dress shirt and some suit pants and usually a suit. Now, you'll probably see these pictures on the screen. One of it is a person in a suit. The other is a person in jeans. Who would you rather buy a $1 million house from? Who are you going to trust their expertise? If you're not leveraging my expertise, then I might as well be a car salesman, because everybody knows that they lie all the time. But if you're selling $1 million homes, you need to at least let your customer know that you realize what they're purchasing, how important it is for them, and that it is a significant purchase, and it's not just about picking out the red one or the blue one. So that's the good, the bad, and the ugly. I'm going to close the show with a little bit of inspiration from Winston Churchill, who said, success is going from failure to failure without a loss of enthusiasm. Thanks for being part of this inaugural The Brian Murray Show. I welcome your feedback on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I appreciate it. And if you disagree with me on anything I've said, please feel free to let me know, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. Thanks for watching.